Healthy here with a eBay tips and experiences video, but first I want to give you a quick channel update. I like keeping things kind of fresh, so I was thinking about adding a new video to my repertoire. It would be a question and answer, almost rapid fire. I would be in front of the camera, which I don't like doing. I'm usually not comfortable. It's kind of not my style, but I want to try something new. I want to build that experience, gain that experience, so I'm going to give it a shot for you guys, probably. But if you have any questions, now's a good time to comment down below, and I can add those to the potential video. They can be personal questions, any eBay selling questions, grading questions, anything like that. I truly want to help. And you know, a good tip is to always, when you watch videos on YouTube, go down to the comments section. A lot of viewers ask a lot of questions, and content creators go ahead and answer all of them in the comment section. I know I personally try to respond back to every question in that comment section. It's a great way to learn or just be entertained. So I figured a question answer video might be a good way to put that in the forefront. All right, let's go ahead and get into this eBay video. As you know, I've been selling on eBay probably for 20, 25 years now. I actually started out selling Beanie Babies on eBay in 1997, 98, kind of when eBay just launched and just started. I was around 13, 14 years old, and I actually bought my first car on my own from Beanie Baby flipping. I was literally slinging beanies to moms all over the country on Prodigy and AOL, like dial-up connection. In the chat groups, it was the old school days where the currency was money orders to and from in the mail. There was no PayPal quite yet. I remember I kept it hidden because I was kind of embarrassed. I was dealing in Beanie Babies. I kept it hidden from all my friends until I bought the cool car, and then I told them how I got the money, and they were actually pretty impressed. But that's another story for another time. But I actually still credit all that knowledge I gained at such a young age. I credit that to my current sports card business and success. Anyway, I've been on eBay so long, and I've experienced it all. So today I'm going over why I sell the way I do on eBay, you know, what works for me. I'll share some experiences, share some frustrations, and we will just see where that rabbit hole leads. This video might be long, so it's probably best viewing by just listening while, say, walking your dog or working out, stuck in traffic or bored at work. Probably going to feel more like a podcast, but let's just go right into it. First one I want to talk about is why I only charge $2.99 for shipping. So, no one wants to pay $5 on shipping for one card. I know I'm completely turned off when I see a $5.50 shipping charge. A lot of times that is more than the actual card. I realize that the actual cost to properly ship a card is probably around $4 to $4.35 USPS Ground Advantage, which is how I ship. So yes, I'm losing a buck or two out of my own pocket, but my thinking is that it's worth it. I feel like I'm making more sales, attracting more attention by people noticing a very reasonable shipping cost. I think it pays for itself in the end. Also, whatever happened to sellers regularly offering combined shipping these days? I feel like the only ones that do are the big consigners, which is why I like buying from them. I constantly win multiple auctions from a seller, then I kindly message them asking for combined shipping invoice, and I often hear crickets, or I even get the message back saying I got too good of a deal, they can't combine. It really turns me off having to pay $11 shipping for 2 cards from the same seller. Just please everyone, offer combined shipping. It will help sales in the long run by gaining repeat customers. I always refund back my buyers the proper money if when they paid it didn't automatically combine. It's just the right thing to do. You shouldn't be making money off the shipping. All right, next little tip is keep your phone on you, the eBay app, keep your phone on you at all times. You need to be able to respond to someone's offer right away, or at least within 30 minutes, an hour. People are impatient, they're fickle. If you wait a day or later that night to respond back, or even wait 5 hours, the potential buyer, probably found another one with a different seller that got back to them quicker. So keep that phone on you and get back to them as soon as you can. Okay, let's talk lowball offers. So personally, I don't get offended by lowball offers. I'm on team any offer interest is better than no offer interest. But people can't get offended by a seller straight out rejecting your offer right away with no counter. I get that all the time. You know, someone makes a $15 offer on a $60 or $80 card. I reject it immediately without countering because I feel like we're just too far apart. Then sure enough, 30 seconds later, I get the butthurt eBay message from them saying, at least counter, that's not a good way to do business. Or I get the lowball offers from people saying it's going to be a gift for a friend or a family member, or they are sick, or a military veteran, or they're a kid. You know, how am I to believe this or cut you an extra good deal because of this? It doesn't make sense to me. I want to help out, but I don't know who to trust. And it's so obvious too, because it's for like $1,000 Mahomes Prism Silver rookie, and they're offering $400 for it, wanting a good deal because they're saying it's a gift for someone. But first off, who the hell gives a $1,000 sports card as a gift? I love my friends and kids, but I'm not going to give them a high-end sports card as a gift. Clearly, it's for yourself. So I've seen it all on eBay for the past 20 years. I'm not fooled. So back to the offers. Both sides can't get offended. Honestly, if I feel like I've gone low enough on my counter offers, I will straight up reject a counter offer, even a penny below my counter. Sure, I may be being a little petty, but it's just the principle of it, I guess. Here's a recent example. The buyer said, LMFAO, you really didn't sell over $1. I responded back, and you didn't buy over $1. You know, I'm not upset. It's a two-way street, and I say the tie goes to the one holding the card. So I only sell buy it now with best offer. I don't sell auction style. Why I do this? So my cards I sell are more long-term investment cards that not necessarily won't go down in value. They're proven players. So I sell with a fixed price and always do that best offer option. If you do more prospecting, ultra modern cards, you rip new wax, or you sell kind of those unproven young players, then I recommend you sell auction style to keep that money flowing and minimize your risks, because it's a lot more risk of losing your butt holding on to those cards. But I feel the cards I sell, the players I sell, have a better chance to hold its value long term. So I don't mind sitting on those cards for even 1 or 2 years for them to sell, if that's how long it takes. But usually most will sell within 6 months though. This brings me to my next kind of talking point. Because I sell buy it now with best offer option, I do get people getting upset sometimes when we don't work out a deal. And they always seem to respond, why even offer a best offer option then? First off, I sometimes run sales. I create little marketing sales, 15-20% off already. So the best offer option is nice for when I'm not running the sales. But I almost always still accept offers below even the on-sale price. Here's a recent example. The card is regularly priced at $19.99 in my store. Currently have a 20% off sale going on, so the cost is down to $15.99, and a dude offers $5. I counter with $13.99, and like clockwork, he messages me right away and says, why even have a best offer option on it? First off, basic math tells me that $13.99 is less than even the on-sale price that I responded with. He says, I'll make the same offer in 2 months. It's just going to sit here and not sell. That is not making me want to deal with him anymore. It's always good to be patient as a seller. You don't need to respond back right away. That's the beauty of being online and not face-to-face. Your actions can wait. You know, that you can literally, and I recommend doing this if you get a mean customer or whatever, just step away. You know, go get a drink, go get a little snack, whatever. You don't have to respond back right away. Think about what you want to say, or cool off and don't say anything at all. Stuff like that. So I always recommend keeping yourself in check. So this next topic has to do with kind of how I price things on eBay. Why I price things the way I do. So I price things about 20 to 25% higher than comps or more. There are three main reasons for this. The first, I already mentioned, it's because I sell buy it now style with a best offer option. This lets me come down to the current comps if I choose to. The second is I often run a 20 to 25% off sale on all items sometimes. So with that sale, some of the items are close to comps or less. The third, and I think it's an important one to talk about, and it also goes back to why I only sell buy it now style. So pricing higher allows me to dictate what I want to sell it for, not the current auction style comps, not the market value of the week. I'm doing the work, finding and being there at the right time, bidding and sniping and winning these auctions. These are desirable cards that are only available, say, in a 5 to 7 day auction window. You know, people that truly need and want them most of the time don't see them. They miss out on them and they don't have the time to bid on them. So I take that into account when listing an item I win auction style. You know, I'm not going to list for sale at auction style comps, you know, because it's my belief that the true value is higher than that a lot of the time, and especially on rare, low-numbered cards. So when I price things, I reflect that. A perfect example of this is this Tyler Eifert Select Gold, numbered out of 10, rookie, PSA 10. I won a while back, auction style on eBay. I think I got a steal. I got it for like 32 bucks. It's not for my PC, so I'm going to sell it. And I believe it's really a 75 buck card. And I'm not in a hurry to sell it. So I list it at maybe 99 bucks with a best offer option. And what happens right away? I get a ton of offers for around 35 bucks on that card. I'm not dumb. I know they see the comp and they see what I bought it for. I understand where they are coming from. But do they expect me with all the fees to just break even on the card or lose money? You know, we are the ones that saw the card at the right time, sniped it maybe, put in the time, and won the card. I think that counts for something, and I don't mind sitting on the card, especially those rare low-numbered cards that you don't see pop up very often. I don't mind holding on to those and waiting for them to sell, because they will. All right, this next topic has to do with manipulating the market. No, I will not manipulate the market. That is definitely not my style. This is probably the 4th or 5th time this has happened to me on eBay. It's where I get a message from some user telling me to increase. They're telling me to increase the price of a particular item that I have for sale. Like, if he gets everyone to band together to increase each copy for sale, it increases the value. That's pure market manipulation. I will never do that. It's complete garbage for people to do that and message people to do that. The example, I had a Josh Allen Prism Auto PSA 10 for back in the day. I had it for $3,800, and I got repeated messages from this dude telling me I was priced too low, begging me to increase it. It was like daily for like a week. You know, my thought is, if I had it priced too low, why hasn't it sold already? And the same thing recently happened to me with this Anthony Edwards PSA 10 card when he was really hot. I had a price tag of $199 on it. I got a message that said, raise your prices to $275, $300. Burbank Sports Cards has a raw price in it for $180. They know how to price point. Yours should be a minimum of $300 or more. You know, that getting those messages kind of pisses me off. So I purposely sold that card for $170, even lower than I had asking for it, so the comp can be there for all to see. You know, market manipulation, shilling, it's just not good for the hobby. Okay, so the next little topic, I know it's silly, but it's why I price things a penny lower rather than just rounding up. For example, I price something at $19.99 instead of 20 bucks even. Well, it's just the same as when you go shopping. You're at the store everywhere. For example, the grocery store, you see a bag of chips for $3.99 instead of 2 for $4. I know it's just a penny, but your brain mentally thinks it's a better deal. We don't even realize we are thinking that way. So why not just try that theory? Why not just lower it, your price by a penny? I think it's worth it personally. Another quick little tip is don't be afraid. Everyone has PC cards. I have a big PC collection, personal collection. But don't be afraid to go ahead and list those for sale. You know, every card has a price, and even the cards I love the most, because your number one priority should be family and providing and all that stuff. So if cards take a backseat to that, it's kind of important to still have them available to sell so you can fund the most important thing in life, which is family. Anyway, it's okay to go ahead and list those on eBay. Just put them for a higher price. You know, what's the harm of doing that? You may get a really very fair, reasonable offer and need the money at that specific time. So I say go ahead and list them. Don't be afraid to. You never know what you can get for a certain card. Also, another quick little tip. I would say go ahead and edit your listings probably at least by every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, to reflect market change, you know, or the player didn't pan out or whatever. You don't want your card to stay at that original price point you set it for when they have struggled and their market is way down. It's just going to sit there and be stale in your store. So every 3 to 6 months, go through your inventory and reprice, edit some of those listings. All right, so this next topic you've heard me talk about in the past, but it's how I'm actually able to make a profit in sports cards, and it revolves around buying raw and sending in to PSA to get graded. Everyone knows that. But it's really lots of reasons, but it's also ultimately boils down to knowing what cards to buy and what cards to submit for grading. You know, competition is key. Unless it's a highly liquid, more iconic card, you gotta grade cards where there aren't a lot of Gem Mint 10s available on the market. You don't want to compete. Less competition means faster sales. So I buy cards that are low serial numbered, and even the serial number matters itself, like the first and the last one printed, or the jersey number. That boosts the value even more, probably 10 to 20%. I buy short print parallels, variations, refractors, you know, cool factor cards, meaning cards with cool images or nice photos, creative designs, color matches with the player, short print cards of Hall of Famers, rookies, future Hall of Famers, cards people desire to complete their popular PSA set registry sets. I buy popular desirable products, iconic products like Topps Chrome or Prism, but they need to be low print run preferably. I do less ultra modern cards, and I focus more on the years 1980 to 2019, even vintage. You know, everyone is grading and selling ultra modern right now, so that means more competition, and it's just harder to sell. Also, I look for fan favorites, even college greats, notable names, players people feel nostalgic about. And that ties into my next point. I think my buying style is more as a collector as opposed to a flipper most of the time. So with that, I understand that I'm selling to the collector, not the flipper. So what you buy truly matters how you sell. Remember that. So if your style is more of a patient approach like me, who loves taking the time to grade cards and maximize its value, giving your cards, you know, lots of time to sell in your store, even a few years if necessary, then buying cards for the collector is key instead of the flipper. That's why you're not seeing me deal in kabooms and downtowns and all that stuff. All right, so I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm going to end with a eBay story experience that recently happened to me that really bugged me. So rarely do I let myself get upset in this hobby or on eBay. I am an extremely patient and level-headed guy, but one thing always really upsets me, and we all have it happen to us. It's when we win an auction on eBay, an item we really want and we're really excited to receive. We need it for a set. You pay for it right away, and the seller, probably because he thinks it's sold for too low, will not ship it out. Nothing. You hear crickets, or they'll immediately refund you the money back, saying they lost or whatever. What are you supposed to do? eBay, unfortunately, can't force them to ship a card out. They can only force a refund. But I don't want a refund. I just want my damn card I won and paid for. We are totally screwed. There's just nothing we can do. But there is one last ditch OG move that I used to use back in the day that may have worked. I kind of forget. Apparently it doesn't work now. I'll just go ahead and share the story. So I bought this. I collect this Stranger Things 2018 Topps. It's the waffle parallel version, numbered at 11. So there's only 11 in the world of each card, and I'm trying to complete the set. Each one is important that pops up on eBay because they don't pop up very often. So I bought the card, paid for it right away, and I heard nothing. I would message them maybe once a week, you know, just asking, has it been shipped, and all that kind of stuff. And it looked like he created a label. That's also the worst thing. Anyone can create the label, but that doesn't mean they're actually going to drop it off at the post office. It's just to buy themselves time or whatever. I don't know why they do that. It's really annoying. So he created a label and still nothing. It's been like 3 weeks, hasn't been dropped off, won't get back to my messages, just stuff like that. I know he's not going to ship it out. He's going to keep the card. So my OG move, what I did was I looked into his eBay store and I was looking for low-priced items, like items that are a buck or two. And my plan is I'm going to buy 3 or 5 of them, pay for them like normal, and hopefully this will apply a little pressure because no one wants a whole bunch of negative feedback, right? So here's what I said. After I bought and paid for those 3 items, I said this. I bought and paid for 3 more items. Also, please ship out that Stranger Things waffle card. Feedback matters. Thanks. You know, it's not really a threat. It's more just like an incentive, just a little push, a little nudge, right? I thought it would work, but it did not. He responded back right away. He actually responded back. Unfortunately, this business model does not respond to passive-aggressive suggestions on the speed and methods of shipping and handling before shipping window has even elapsed, which I don't even know what he's talking about. We do not offer combined shipping. I didn't mention combined shipping. I don't know what he's talking about, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, 9 out of 10 times a buyer who exhibits this type of behavior is a scammer. Yeah, clearly a scammer. He can see my feedback, which is like, I don't know, 25, 30,000, 100% positive, is a scammer who is already planning to open a case or leave poor feedback in an attempt to gain free merchandise or tarnish a seller's reputation. I don't want to leave a negative feedback. I really don't. I just want my dang waffle card. All of your messages have contained passive-aggressive language. No, they haven't. They're right there. Or threats to seller feedback. As a result, it is impossible to send your item on faith that you are not scamming. You will be blocked from buying and need to request a refund. All right, so fine, whatever. They never sent me the waffle, obviously, but they did ship the other $3 cards that I purchased, which is fine. And what, you know, I'll do the right thing. I received those dollar cards. I left them positive feedback for those cards. I'm not mean. I'm not out to get them. But I left them negative for the waffle card. I never received it, as anyone should. All right. That was just a quick little story that kind of annoyed me. I hope you found this video kind of helpful or entertaining. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing that question and answer video for you guys in front of the camera. So hopefully you won't get sick and tired of my face. Seeing my face every once in a while. I should have some reveals soon. A PSA is very slow in assembly stage right now. Usually assembly is like a week. it's like 3 weeks now in assembly stage. It's kind of brutal. I'd rather have it longer in a grading stage than assembly because I'm so excited and I just have to wait forever. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.